Good morning, everybody, and this is your S&P 500 setups for today. So, bit of a up and down. We have got quite a few tails here, and I just want to get a couple of things on the chart here. First one is we do have some diagonal support. Get that right. It's basically two touches at the moment this week, but we're definitely finding support down here. But if you look left, you can see that first level I gave you yesterday at 56.80, which is previous high. That was tagged quite nicely, but I do believe we are still hunting lower, and that's kind of the zone that I still think we are looking for at the moment. Oscillator still pointing down. Does look like we're trying to cross over at the moment, but I don't think that's on the cards at the moment. We'll look at this on the lower time frames, but for all intents purposes, let's just get rid of this and do it properly. For all intents purposes, this is the channel. There it is there. And until we break that channel to the upside, I think we're going to stay in the channel until we tag these levels lower down. So what we're looking for is opportunities to get in on this. If you look at the 3 hour, we're definitely in between the moving averages, so that indicates range. So you want to do this with a lot of caution, and you can see how we angled down, and then yesterday really just range bar confusion, and then gradually pulled ourselves back. And there's so much structure to the left, which we're going to bounce off. I'm not going to put the lowest levels in on this time frame. We'll pick them up on the hour. But each one of these fractals here on the underside would offer opportunities for resistance. So oscillator's not helping at the moment. And if we look at the hour, yesterday's price action was pretty much chaotic. We didn't really bounce off any structure. This pin bar here, if you look left, there's quite a bit of structure in this area. You can see we didn't really get there until at the close. You see, there we go. We touched that level at the close. So it would have been difficult waiting for that short to happen. We did come bound to test the first level, as you can see. So long opportunity would have been there, 400 odd points. But this is really volatile at the moment, so you want to be as cautious as possible. Position size small, and just pay attention to the structure. Now, 15 minutes is obviously going to give you quite a few clues. And if you look at what happened yesterday, we were looking for resistance higher up, which never really came. You can see we just kind of drifted lower, and then what's that? At the open, or hour before the actual open, then we had the buyer step in. So yeah, difficult one to call at the moment. I think if you're looking for longs, you're going to be looking to break above 57.27. But for me, I'm still curious to see whether we are going to come down to close the gap. We're not too far from it, and it makes the most sense. So if we just measure this out, it's 690 points. It's a 1.2% drop at the moment. So this, based on yesterday's price action, is obviously ranging, so we don't really want to get involved in this until we start breaking above the highs of yesterday. So we need to break above the highs. We need price to come back. You've got overhead diagonal resistance here as well, so you're going to need to be very cautious about that. But I suppose that diagonal resistance is right at this 57.27. So that's the view that I've got at the moment. Really not looking for shorts. I think if we had the opportunity for shorts, we would have rejected nicely. I don't believe that this rejection going into the close is a proper rejection. I think it's more a case of a bounce off the top of this channel. So break above the highs of yesterday, come back and test. It's going to build a base for an opportunity higher. Alternatively, we will drift a little lower. We do obviously have data coming out today, and we could just drift in this channel the whole week until we close a gap, and the gap is all the way down at 56.41. So yeah, I'd be very cautious of any shorts. You're going to be held up pretty much on this diagonal bottom of channel. You'll be held up immediately, and I think the safer bet is to wait for the long opportunities, which does look like it is brewing. And last thing, on the 8 hour, you can see we had 1, 2, 3, 4 8-hour bars in a row where the buyers were stepping in here, and they've been stepping in between well, just rounded off to 5,700. So yeah, be cautious. This is going to be a massive magnet, this gap and this area of support. So there's a lot of people targeting it, but all it takes is one big player with a lot of money behind them to start jumping in and moving the market in the opposite direction, just to trigger any stop losses that are in already, aiming for the gap. So they will eliminate the weak hands very quickly. Okay, so that's kind of my view at the moment. It's sit on side and just wait. Preferred trade is to the upside, but I'm looking for a break and retest of current resistance before getting in on that. Otherwise, we sit and wait. Hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.